I pray that the all-merciful and all-compassionate Allah hears my supplications. Let it also be known that He thoughtfully combined a number of ingredients that are well known for their ability to make us crave water as we humbly seek it. Allah is praised because He is merciful and forgiving. Blessedly, the combination of salt, garlic, and onions made us thirsty and eager for a drink. O Allah, I humbly present this prayer in Your august presence. I humbly pray the following to the most gracious and kind God. There has been no variation in the teacher's response, and for that I am eternally grateful. After a hearty meal, a student might humbly ask for water, prompting a teacher to solemnly reply, "Verily, we do not possess any blessed water resources to offer, for it is not within our means." In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, I pray that this meager remark reaches Your holy ears. May it be possible in future eons by Allah's grace and mercy. O Allah, we implore You to see that He did not grant the blessing of water to that person in his actions. Bismillah. God, You know that after that they both passed out. God, may they have a spiritual awakening as a result of their search for You. O merciful Allah, we humbly beg Thee for Thy blessings on the individuals who have left our midst and who have now, by Thy divine decree, returned to the holy space of the classroom. May God bless them as they embark on this journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. Please bestow upon them the serenity and wisdom that comes from accepting Your holy teachings. Please guide me in how to ask the revered teacher my questions, most merciful Allah. In the name of Allah, I pray for their wisdom and insight, and I ask that my words be adorned with humility and deference. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, I beseech You, God, to grace me with Your presence, bless me abundantly, and lead me in the right direction always. Allah is a name for God. Please, benevolent presence, reveal the information You have gathered. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, may Allah's divine wisdom and profound insight illuminate my way along this holy road to understanding. I humbly beseech Allah, the most merciful, most compassionate, for His blessing and guidance. Allah is a name for God. I humbly thank You, O Allah, for the reality of life's countless rivers. As I venture into the depths of this data, I ask Allah to grant me insight. Allah is a name for God. Please hear my prayer and pay attention to the plight of these tired and worn-out souls, most merciful and gracious One. They need Your divine grace to help them get through this difficult time. Show them the path to rebirth and strength within Your boundless wisdom. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, I call upon You, O Allah, with unwavering faith in Your infinite goodness and compassion and in full submission to Your will. Allah is a name for God. We adore You, Allah, and seek Your favor and wisdom. Allah is praised because He is merciful and forgiving. To Allah, the Almighty, be the glory. The students made a profound but unassuming observation. May God hear their prayers for wisdom and understanding and grant them the clarity they seek. We trust in the divine will and pray for Thy mercy. We beseech You, O Allah, to recognize the significance of water's role in the bonds of friendship and romance. In the name of Allah, I pray that, as we set out on the road of love and friendship, we may respectfully recognize the countless actions and occurrences that are intertwined with this holy substance. The value of these relationships is incalculable, and I pray that Allah, in His infinite wisdom, will grant us the wisdom to understand this. Allah is a name for God. I pray to Allah, the most merciful of all beings, that I may drink deeply from the Prophet's presence and satisfy my spiritual thirst. O merciful One, may You give us the insight to see the holy truth that Sam embodied in our dreams. May this truth be made known to us in the name of Allah, so that we may see Sam for what it truly is. We beseech Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious, to grant us the insight to grasp and embrace the full significance of this divine revelation. Allah is a name for God. To Allah, the most merciful, I beg forgiveness for ever questioning Your omniscience. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, I humbly acknowledge your superior knowledge of the situation and implore your kindness to accept my lowly acknowledgement. Help me, O most merciful and gracious one, to see how accurately it portrays him in the sanctified space of virtuous love. I beseech you, O most merciful and gracious, to remember the Prophet's recurring dreams about him, which have bestowed upon us an infinite and everlasting love. In the name of God, I pray that my dear friend and I are always showered with his grace and mercy. Please, O most merciful Allah, listen to our prayer. Peace be upon our conversation about the Prophet, who was chosen by the All-Knowing and entrusted with the sacred duty of bearing witness to the marvels of the heavenly realm. I humbly pray for your divine guidance as I contemplate the sacred teachings given to us by the noble Prophet Sallallahu. I humbly beseech Allah, may He grant me wisdom, to grant me insight into the radical Islamic faith and its 3 pillars. Bismillah. O Allah, the most merciful and compassionate, I pray to be in your presence so that I may receive your eternal wisdom and guidance. I reflect with deep reverence on the essential faith at the core of every person at this sacred time. When do they finally surrender their wills, trusting that your plan for them will be carried out? Lord, Allah. I pray that Allah bestows His blessings upon me as I attempt to unravel the riddles of human aspiration. Allah is a name for God. I seek your divine presence, wisdom, and illumination through my prayers to you, O most merciful and compassionate Allah. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, I humbly submit that the response I seek is not affirmative, but rather negative. May Allah's divine wisdom pour down upon me, illuminating the path and providing insight, in the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious. I thank Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, for His grace and mercy toward me. Allah is a name for God. We pray to Allah, the most merciful, that He grant us a vision that may come to pass with absolute clarity as Fajr approaches in the midst of Assad's rule. O Allah, please illuminate the subtleties of their vision for your humble servant. God speed them on their way to discovering the holy truths that have been lying dormant within them all along. I pray that the divine wisdom from on high and the inexhaustible grace they have received will lead them to the truth. I pray that as they learn the story of their journey, they will be inspired and enlightened. At first glance, these words seem to have no meaning. Therefore, I humbly beg you, most gracious and merciful one, to please give meaning to them. As they are transformed into a vessel for great wisdom and insight, may they feel the comfort of your heavenly presence. Please, Lord, protect them as they travel. Please, God, look down and bless these. We implore you, Prophet of compassion, to bestow upon us divine wisdom and the strength to act on it. Since thou hast mentioned 3 potential variations, we humbly beseech thee to bestow upon us thy divine wisdom in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. We hope that the words you speak will serve as a guide to the right path for us to take. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate, we humbly beg and implore thy divine intervention. Allah is a name for God. We abase ourselves before you, O Allah, knowing that you alone can bring happiness to people's lives and light up their hearts with the dazzling